And a snowman sighting. And hello there. It is Saturday, March 23rd. The time is 5 p.m. and I think the temperature is around 2 degrees Celsius. And I'm here at Christie Park. I just finished recording a video walking along Bloor Street. I started at Yonge and Bloor and I made my way over to this park. But for this one, I'm going to head down to Harbord Village. And we'll take a walk along Harbord Street heading east. As you can see, we had a bit of a snowfall yesterday. In fact, I think it was the largest single snowfall we've had all winter. Which is ironic, given that it is officially spring right now. And Christie Station is just over there. And this is Christie Street on the left. But south of Bloor Street here, it is known as Grace Street. And I'll be walking south down Grace Street, down to Harbord Street. That button is for the audible signal only. Many times you'll see people still press those anyways. We do have some beautiful blue skies today though. So let's head down Grace Street to Harbord. There's the Korean Comprehensive Welfare Center. And coming up on the right will be Bickford Park. And a look into the park, it looks like there's a small hill here. And some people are sledding down. There's also an old high school just off to the right there. The old Garrison Creek used to pass through this park. And right at Harbord Street up ahead, you can see the remnants of the old bridge that used to cross over the creek. This area today is mostly a middle and upper middle class kind of neighborhood. There's actually another park just across the street from this one. I think that is Art Eggleton Park. There's a dog park, rather an off-leash park. And this is Harvard Street, which runs between Ossington, which is off to the west, and St. George Street, around the University of Toronto St. George campus, which is to the east, and that's where we'll be heading. Where those kids are standing up there, those are the remnants of the old overpass over the Garrison Creek. I learned my lesson on my Bloor Street walk. Walking east-west today, you want to be on the north side of the street. The sidewalks are nice and dry from the sun. On the south side, they're quite slushy. This area is known for its laneways, which are often covered in graffiti. Well, technically this isn't Harvard Village. Harvard Village doesn't start until we get to Bathurst Street, and we'll be crossing over into downtown. This could really be considered the northern part of Little Italy, which runs primarily along College Street south of here. I think officially it is the neighborhood of Palmerston, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, we got a CN Tower signing. And this is Clinton Street. It never seems to be that busy along Harvard Street. Every time I walk along here, this is pretty much what you get. It's not quite a major street, but it's not really a secondary one either. Just having some wine as we get to Manning Avenue. There's the old Harvard Collegiate Institute across the street. March is Greek Heritage Month. I did not know that. That school dates back to the 1890s. I think it's got a relatively small student body, around 1,100 students or so. Dash that curry and that candy, $0 delivery fee on your first order. We'll be going by Central Tech pretty soon. A very large and very well-known high school. This is Euclid Avenue. And you'll notice that Harvard Street does have bike lanes. During the pandemic, bike lanes were installed on Bloor Street, just north of here. I really think that took a bite out of the amount of people that were using the ones on Harvard Street. Coming up is Palmerston Boulevard, which is a very nice residential street, at least between College and Bloor. It's known for having these really old-timey style street lamps. And in the fall, this street is absolutely stunning. This area was mostly developed by the late 1890s. That's when a lot of these homes date back to. It's initially more of a working class neighborhood. And as time went on, it became more and more upscale. And then at some point between the turn of the century and around 1960, it started going in the other direction. It became more of a slum in the 60s. I think there were plans to redevelop the entire area. But that was staved off by some waves of gentrification that started to hit the area. I mentioned this about Jones Avenue on the east side, but it really kind of feels like a street that's stuck in time a little bit. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I think it's kind of cool. Business there is Family Ties. I do not know what they do. And there's a look up through Mervish Village, which is undergoing a massive redevelopment. And here's Bathurst Street, so we're about to formally cross over into both downtown and Harvard Village. And just on the left is Central Tech. And just over there is a Krispy Kreme donut. That brand is having a bit of a renaissance in the city. They've started to have new locations pop up everywhere. That Central Tech dates back to 1915, and it's been a site where a lot of film and TV has been recorded. That was oddly worded, but Good Will Hunting, Flashpoint, Resident Evil, Silent Hill 3D. I think that place is new over there. K Fantasy Kitchen. Pizza, burgers, and wraps. Let's look at the imposing Central Tech. There's a very interesting street. It's really more of a laneway just over there called Croft Street. I'll have to do a revisited walk along there. Features a lot of interesting art on the garages and a lot of laneway houses popping up. That stretches between here and College Street. I'd say this is a rather underrated and underappreciated neighborhood. There is Harvard Fish and Chips. It's a well-known spot. I've walked past there on live streams a number of times and people have pointed it out. And we're at Brunswick neighborhood. So to the north of here at Bloor Street, that's where the old Brunswick house used to be. Somewhat legendary college bar. The Rock Store. A really tiny downtown gas bar. think they made the most of that small space. It's a Glory Hole Donuts. And Harbor Bakery. It's another well-known spot here. The almond butterfly. And this is Spadina Avenue coming up, and off to the right, just south of college, will be Chinatown. And straight ahead, we'll be entering the University of Toronto campus. It's never really occurred to me to pass through there on a weekend. It's the 510 Spadina streetcar. And Papa Co Pizza has closed, but Cora Pizza lives on. Well, it looks like a new place has sprung up, The Wheel. Fresh pasta and sandwiches. There's the U of T grad house. You know what, let's save U of T for a day when school is in session. We'll head north up Spadina here. Cromwell. They have bachelor's, junior 1 bedrooms, 1 and 2 bedrooms. I'm sure they're all quite expensive given the proximity to the annex, as well as the University of Toronto. The street here is Sussex Avenue. Let's do it. Let's cross here. Alright, I said I was going to avoid the University of Toronto. I guess this counts as walking through the campus. I'm going to head on over to St. George Station. There's the Center for Sport Policy Studies. Thank you for not splashing me, I guess. All right, let's take Huron Street here up to Bloor. There's the backside of Robarts Library.
We're supposed to get up there because we have to get to Bloor.
Someone's trusting their expensive cargo bike to not get nicked. Hey, another snowman sighting. There's UTS, a school in danger of losing their funding until the University of Toronto re-upped their affiliation with them. And where I'm going for dinner is in the base of this building. I walked by that in the previous video I recorded. But we're going to make our way over to St. George Station. So it's back to Bloor Street, and just to avoid backtracking from that prior video I just did, I'll cross over to the north side of the street here. Not sure if that did anything or not. And this is the Annex neighborhood. That video I recorded earlier, I should have done it walking in this direction. The lighting is so much nicer with the sun at my back. There's the Batting Shoe Museum dating back to, I think, 1995. And it's Gyubi Japanese Grill. I am on their wait list. Targeting around 7 p.m. And we're at St. George Street, so I'm going to pop into the station just north of here.
It's too bad.
All right, let me get my Google Wallet out. There's 2 lines at this station, so I want line 2 going eastbound. This is line 1 right here. Now we wait for the train. On that note, I hope you enjoyed this one. Starting at Christie Pits and making my way through Harbour Village. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. If you wish to support what I do, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership down in the description. I have an Instagram account at Johnny Strides, and there is a super thanks button appearing below the video if you wish to say thanks that way. And I have no idea if any of that made it through in the mic. But thank you for watching, guys. Yeah, let's go on this one. Yoink.